Hari Om. This again a small analysis on the divine flowers liked by the Lord of Lords Sri Hari. So we all offer flowers to him at the time of worshipping him, either in the temple or in our house at the time of doing puja. We worship him with a variety of flowers. To make him, we adorn him with so many beautiful flowers that he looks more beautiful to our eyes. And we feel in our mind that he is the most beautiful than any other thing in the world. But here there is one sloka saying the divine what are the divine flowers which are liked by the Lord of Lords. So ahimsa pradhamam pushpam pushpam indriya nigraham sarvabhuta daya pushpam kshama pushpam visheshatah jnana pushpam tapah pushpam santi pushpam tathaiva cha satyam ashta vidham pushpam vishnur priti karam bhavet. So here ahimsa means non-violence, then indriya nigraha means control of the senses. Next, daya pushpam is to show mercy or concern on the fellow beings, on all the other living beings. Next, forgiveness, fourth one. Fifth one is jnanam, that is knowledge and wisdom. Sixth one is tapah pushpam, tapam, meditation or whatever we do as a tapas. Whatever work we do, he wants us to do as a tapas. So totally dedicating ourselves to the work. Next one, shanti, always have the inner peace. So without which we cannot live happily. So he wants us to have the inner peace. Next, last one is the last but not the least, satyam. Satyam means the truth. Eighth one. So these 8 are the divine flowers. They have no form. So these cannot be seen, but they enhance the integrity of a person. So here he wants people to offer these flowers. So these are the divine flowers according to him. And he likes all these. But coming to the point, what we can say. First one, what he is telling, ahimsa pradhamam pushpam. So ahimsa means non-violence. So why he chose that flower as the first one? He could have taken some truth, some satyam or jnanam or some other thing. But first and second, the vital flowers, the most important flowers, the divine flowers for him. So first is non-violence, ahimsa. Second one is the control of the indriyas, senses. So why he took the first one as the non-violence, the divine flower? What is the reason behind that? The underlying reason behind that? So how we are getting knowledge? First of all, let us analyze. So we all know that this world is named as Viswam, in which Lord Vishwanatha dwells. So that's why the first sloka in the Vishnu Sahasranamam came to be as Viswam Vishnur Vashatkaru. So here he dwells in this Vishwam, and so he is called as Vishwanatha, Lord Vishwanatha. And then we say that there is no place where the God doesn't dwell. So when we think that the entire universe, in the entire universe, each and every minute of the minutest of the minute particle is touched by Him. So there is not a single place without Him. So this Vishwam itself is a temple of Lord. So in such a big temple, when everything is touched by Him, so what should we offer to Him? So what can we offer to Him? So what all we offer to Him, it is given by Him only. Same thing again we are giving. We give flowers, it is by His mercy that the flowers are blooming. We give fruits, we offer fruits. But those are also, they are, that means the trees give the fruits or the mercy of the Lord. So whatever we give, we give only what He gives. There is nothing of ours to give to Him. So here what He is telling is that now what we are getting knowledge from the sense organs. The eyes, ears, tongue, nose and the skin. So we are getting ample of knowledge only through, that's why they are called as sense organs. So when we get the knowledge from the sense organs, there is every possibility for us to commit, that means karmendriyas, to commit wrong or sins with the karmendriyas. So Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas are two sides of the same coin. They are not separated. So the knowledge which we get from the Jnanendriyas, they are again put into action by the Karmendriyas. Isn't it? So when we hear some, that means when if we hurt anybody, if we beat anybody, that means we are doing physical, we are hurting them physically. If we abuse anybody with our mouth, then we are hurting them mentally, isn't it? Then there are the eyes, vicious eyes. If we see, our eyes are pleasant and if they are cool, then those who be with us, they also feel very pleasant. But suppose if the eyes are very angry and very vicious, then we are hurting people with our eyes also. Then we hear so many other bad words or bad things. We again utter them. We are hurting them. So in this way, we are actually, that all these come under Himsa only. Himsa means violence. Violence is not simply taking a stick and beating or putting a bomb or something. That is physical. If we beat anybody by after 1 hour or 2 hours, it will naturally the pain will go and he will forget. But when we hurt them mentally, when we hurt them emotionally, when we hurt them in such a way that their soul pines, then they go into a depression. And the reason is we. Unknowingly, knowingly or unknowingly, whatever it is. So all these come under Himsa. So Pratyaksha and Paroksha. Pratyaksha means whatever you do physically or you abuse, you beat, all these, they are all Pratyaksha. Then there are Paroksha. That means all the time in the mind will be cursing them. They may not know. But we are fully aware that we are cursing them and we are doing wrong. So it's also a kind of violence. So that's why what he said is, in his view, The person who never hurts anybody, either in his thought, word and deed. Thought means, like as I said, they curse. Because he's not doing, they go on. Or if we see anybody, then we go on abusing him. And we feel, we think of his ruin. We curse that he should be ruined. So then, when we see with a vicious eyes, as a fire is coming out of the eyes, so there is no pleasantness, no, in the eyes. So eyes must be very pleasant, not all the time they be very angry. So when once eyes become angry, then we feel everything wrong. So like say a person who got jaundice, he will feel that everything is yellow. The pigment, he feels that everything is seen yellow to him. But actually the pigment or the yellow pigment is in his eyes because of the disease he got, the disease of jaundice which he got. So here also the same thing happens. So we hurt people in a number of ways. Unknowingly. We may not know. Sometimes we may not be aware that we are hurting. But we hurt. We hurt. So here what he is telling is that if a person who hurts and makes the others feel so much depressed that they feel shy also to express themselves, then that himsa is unbearable. So that's why he chose that first flower as a divine flower, ahimsa. Ahimsa, non-violence. So non-violence is the best tool because it is filled with love. Non-violence is a tool of love actually. The tool of love is so great that even an enemy will become a friend by the sweet words, by the kind words, next by the pleasant looks, by the cheerful face, and by the soft and nectar-like words. Which have the utmost effect on his mind, on hearing them. So a kind word can do much more than a sharp weapon. So here, words must be sweet, that's what he said. So with words you don't hurt anybody. You talk in a pleasant way that the people they feel like hearing again and again. They don't get bored. So you don't abuse anybody. Because everyone, to err is human. So why should you go on abusing? So once okay, you said something, you just try to point out, it's okay. But all the time pinning them again and again and again for the same mistake, there's no meaning in that. So it's in a way, it's you're hurting not the mind. You're hurting not the physics, but you're hurting the soul itself. So a stage comes for the people when they feel like ending their lives, if you go on pinning like that. So don't hurt, so what he tells us, we must not hurt anybody with our words, in our thoughts or our deeds. So our motto must be good, whatever it is. Okay, you want to say, you say it anything directly. It is good for anybody. There is a chance for transformation. They will mold themselves. Otherwise they will get depressed. It's a destructive criticism in one way actually. So violence is a destructive criticism. So destruction means not only by the weapons, even by the words, by the deeds, everything, by the thoughts. Because the motive behind the action, anything, the thought is bad, your actions will be bad. So action will be worse and the results will be worst. Good, better, best is of non-violence, And bad, worst is of violence. So here what he says is that we must not we must not show violence in any form. And how can a person be non-violent? By keeping the senses under his control. That's why he said, Indriya Nigraham, second flower. Indriya Nigraham, the senses must be under his control. Senses play a major part in anyone's life. They play a vital role. So we have to put the senses under control, because all the senses they'll be always going outside. They'll be looking outside, they'll be searching outside. But when we draw the senses inwards, then we'll see the beauty of the beauty and joy. And then we understand everything in a very simple way, logical way. So that's what he said. That's why Indriya Nigraha is very much needed. So here then what he said again? Daya. Daya means mercy. One must have mercy. That means that pity. So unless one has mercy, nobody will help anybody. Even a person suffering in front of our eyes, we don't even bother. If we don't have that daya on him. Next, forgiveness. Fourth one, forgiveness. So how all these four are interlinked, interwoven. So when our senses open towards positivity, then we have the feelings of daya and forgiveness in our heart. If the senses are closed and always are open for negativity, how can the forgiveness come in us? So when there is no mercy, there is no forgiveness, there is no control over indriyas, then only violence will, that means spread throughout. There is no chance for non-violence at all. So here the first and foremost important flowers for him are these. So these are not found in the open market. So they are to be inculcated in our life and practiced daily, not simply hearing. They must be practiced, practiced in our life daily, correcting ourselves at each and every step to gain all these flowers. And these flowers are the divine flowers which he wants us to offer him. So if we practice in our daily life all this, it is understood that we are offering him these flowers. Because there is divinity in all these. So that's what he wants. So here, now we understood what are the four flowers. Next one again, the Gnana means wisdom. So knowledge is alone is not useful when there is no wisdom in that. Then Tapah Pushpam. So whatever work we do, we must do it with commitment. Then only the work will be successful. Next, after that, you have got another one. Shanti means some complete peace in our inner peace in our mind, so that we can lead a balanced life. Otherwise, the life will become imbalanced. Then there is no way for us to come out. We'll fall down and down into the depth of the earth, gallows, and there is no way for us to come out. Then last but not the least is the truth. So again, while saying the truth also, what he said, the truth, if it doesn't hurt anybody, a small false, that means truth means truth opposite is false. You say that if it doesn't hurt anybody, if it doesn't cost anything. So truth is given the last reference. So first one we understood non-violence and Indriya Nigraha, senses, control of the senses. These two are very, very important. Next, third one is mercy, and fourth one is forgiveness. So let us all practice